Hi, I'm Cheri, and here we have Cheri and the End of Cheri by Colette. The first Cheri is the first book. The End of Cheri is the sequel. First written in 1920, the second in 1926. Now, Colette, very famous French author. A few years ago, there was a film biography of her starring Keira Knightley. She is an excellent writer. Now, the action in Cheri, or action, that's overstating things a bit. The story, Cheri is an impossibly handsome young man who is the toy boy of an ex-courtesan, ex-prostitute, Leah, who set just before the First World War. And Cheri himself is the son of another courtesan, and he lives in a hothouse atmosphere of, or his social circle is made up of his mother, Leah, and one other ex-courtesan, all very successful ex-courtesans who are now living in retirement or semi-retirement from their profession, and they have profited from it greatly. He is a spoiled, almost completely characterless youth who's been corrupted and molded by these women in his life into just being an object of beauty. He has no real goal in life other than he adores things that are beautiful as himself. He is also obsessed with Leah, with whom he's having an affair, even though she's at least 20 years his senior, and she is equally besotted with him. So the first book is the story of their affair and the way, an intense examination of the psychology of this, behind this relationship, why it exists, and its pitfalls. The sequel follows Cheri almost exclusively, whereas the first one really takes the point of view of Leah, his older lover. After the war, which he has played a part in, Cheri finds himself at very loose ends, completely at a loss for what to do. He is no longer seeing Leah. He is married to a woman a bit younger than himself, and he has a really kind of a pointless relationship with her. He's been sort of maneuvered into marrying this girl. And while she, during the war, has found herself a career volunteering at a hospital and moving up in the ranks of the hospital to be something of an administrator, he just wanders the post-war world, wondering what to do and sort of falling in with various, not lowlifes exactly, but people who he has no clear relationship with, but he passes the time of day with them. A man who owns a bar, and a woman who again was once a courtesan, but not as successful as his mother and Leah. And things end badly for Cheri because his life is so pointless, he really can't see why he should bother going on with it. So I think you know what happens there. What's interesting about the second novel is that it shows the women who have always had to fend for themselves in a male world as courtesans and acquired a lot of wealth along the way, or at least a more than solid income. Maybe wealth is going a bit far. All have great agency. They are survivors. And after the war, they are no longer desired for their looks. And so they have become wheeler dealers, financial magicians, making deals on the black market, the stock market, everything. If their focus has switched, their abilities as scheming to attract the attention of men has now moved to the allure of money. So partly the novel's about a sudden sea change in the world pre and post First World War, the Belle Epoque era in France and in Europe, in which beauty and style is revered above all, in which these courtesans thrived, to the post-war world, in which raw capitalism and the accumulation of wealth is becoming more important, and they're finding their place there. So it's, of course, it's a very well written book. It's strange, and they're not strange exactly, but perhaps hard to get into in the sense that there are no likable characters here at all. The women and the men are either shallow or avaricious, but it is a brutal and true examination of character of what these people were like. It is also semi-autobiographical. Colette herself had a long affair with her 16-year-old stepson when she was in her 40s, I think. So it certainly has the ring of truth to it, or at least she knew of what she wrote. Yes, it is very good. If you're not familiar with Colette, actually her initial novels, the Claudine series of novels about a young girl growing up in rural France, are perhaps even better. I think I actually enjoyed them more. Read them quite a while ago. But anyway, so that's Cheri and the End of Cheri. And promoting my book, Skeleton Palms, noir thriller, action, violence, shock horror, set in California and Nevada. Please give it a look if you can. Thanks. Bye.